Hey Kev, how are you? So I wanna address the big news coming out of Yeah. Do you have any questions, Kev? Okay. Okay, Memo. I wanted a question for Kev, and it's regarding uh, Comic Con, I believe, and it's regarding Robotech, the Great Transition. Is that to identify or look to the comic? 'Cause I checked on the Robotech, and they had something about the transition. If this is something that would be a huge change for the property and for the fandom. Tatsunoko, they were was it 80? The Tatsunoko has their did have arrangements now with the company that may have a factory. Are we gonna expect? Yes, right. Trying to correct it.
A whole bunch of things are going on, with the renewal process. So I mean, I want to use that kind of as an example to say, look, there's also a lot of other things you have that we haven't disclosed yet that are happening. You know, explain this stuff, but you gotta understand, guys, you can't talk about this stuff openly yet. We're working on it, and we're pursuing it. And you saw some of the hurdles we had with the renewal process. Once again, no one's gonna want to come in there and put up things if they can't, if they only have a short window to use it. So now with that out of the way, that's a huge thing opened up. As we mentioned during the panel, Robotech's going to be around here for a long, long time. So now we can start ramping up even more merchandise, more content, I mean, we're working on, solving the video game question. I know that's been important. Part of that thing with Sony involves video games. I can't talk about any more than that right now. That's part of what we're talking with Sony about, because as you know, Sony has a large ties to video games. So I know it's frustrating that I can't give you any details right at this moment, but eventually, I promise you, those details will come out, just like the details about the renewal eventually came out. In fact, so there you go.
Yeah, with that renewal, let me jump in here. Yeah, with that renewal, it does extend. I mean, I'll be dead before it expires, I guess. Unless,
I hope not,
unless,
Memo. I mean, I want you around for a long, long time.
but I don't want to go out without seeing some new animation. That I don't want to either. But we'll see where this live action takes it. We're all just waiting for Andy Machete, and I think as he's on board, I don't know if he's gonna take a break after it too, because he's still finishing up that movie, man. He's taking forever. But I like that how do you say it? He's putting out information on it too, production wise. Does you think he'll be able to do that with Robotech live action, like put out information like that? I don't know if
Uh,
you follow his Twitter.
I'm aware of his Twitter. I know what you're talking about, but I can't. That's going to be a Sony and Harmony Gold question once the live action film gets further along. So Sony, just so you know, has put very strict orders on all of us, not just me, but don't talk about any of the live action film unless it's authorized by us. What you can disclose. So you might see that slide what I call the next steps, and that's where I've been authorized to discuss, but they're like, don't talk about anything else, because once again, there's a lot of behind the scenes activity going on, and it's talking about it publicly right now just isn't going to help anybody. So we just want to make sure everything's moving forward, and that sort of thing. And right now, the thing is, we have to keep quiet until Sony gives us direct authorization to share it with you guys, the fans. And believe me, folks, we've talked to Sony about this. We said, look, the fans are excited and they want more information. They're like, yeah, but just there are certain things you can't talk about yet. So
Uh,
made y'all decide?
panel space is actually really tight. They reject a lot of panels, and they said, we want to get a sense of what you want to do. And I said, I went to Harmony Gold and I said, look, guys, this would probably be a great time for us to do the announcement. We can do the renewal announcement. We can have the focus be on this announcement. It's the perfect time to do it, because then we can focus on moving forward from San Diego forward. We can talk about franchise forward. So that was pretty much the reason why we did it at Anime Expo. We wanted strictly, if you saw the panel, and I noticed the panel video has just popped up online, we focused on the renewal, we focused on the reimagining that the comics are doing, and we kept a lot of the merchandise and more of the future stuff away from that. And the focus has been, as you all seen online, has been, oh look, it's the renewal, and everyone is talking about it. I mean, this was the topic of Anime Expo. People, industry people, came up to me and said, what did you say at the panel? And I heard about the renewal. This is awesome. And yeah, I even got some already immediate licensing inquiries. So I mean, just to give you an idea how far-reaching this announcement was. I mean, so that's why we did it at Anime Expo. So that was the best time to do it at Anime Expo. We're going to give them a great announcement, a great amount of content, and then we could just do a lot of our other things from Comic-Con and the shows after Comic-Con.
all right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right, the audio. By the way, Matt, the audio is working now, so I could hear it on my end. I'm moderating. I'm watching the chat. It kind of picked up pretty good now. Just giving you a heads up. One of the questions for the live action is, well, yeah, this is fine and dandy and all that with licensing issues. I was one of the guys who was hope you guys lose it. That way, you guys can reboot the whole franchise and don't worry about what do you call it? Legalities towards the what do you call it? The reboot. You guys could reboot everything else, but it didn't happen that way. So I mean, are we gonna expect to see anything from some of these titles in the live action movie, or that's something you cannot talk about?
Well, I don't understand the we say what titles.
Like some of what do you call it? References from Macross and Southern Cross and Maspida inside the live action movie.
We can't talk about any of the content of the live action movie at this time. We just can't. So he said, don't even try. Just don't go there. We can't reveal it right now. All I can say is that Jason is currently writing a screenplay, and Jason's a huge Robotech fan, folks. And so is Andy.
Oh man, he's lighting up Twitter since the panel. He's lighting up the Twitter as well.
Yeah.
So that's
cool. We had him over, and he's a huge Robotech fan, folks. And the franchise is in very good hands on a creative level and on a production level as well. So,
Kevin, can we get either your guarantee or your assurance that this movie's going to be greenlit within the next 18 months?
I can't give a greenlit. I can't give that answer at the moment because Sony hasn't. I just don't know. This is more of when I talk about 18 months, it's more of a corporate relationship between Harmony Gold and Sony. The movie being greenlit is based on several other factors. Once I hear from Sony, believe me, folks, we're all gonna let you know. So until that, I can't answer that question.
Okay, well then, can you tell your Sony overlords? Is it possible that Robotech World can be a fans exclusive behind the scenes group of dishing out dirt of the Robotech live action movie?
I will pass along your request. How's that? That's the best I can do.
I mean, you could just put us in the Blu-rays of the movie. We could just have random interviews with Andy and Jason and whoever is playing whichever roles and stuff in the movie. I mean, I think we're all down for doing that. So
okay. I will pass that along. That's all I can say. I mean, and once again, going back to your original question, I can't until Sony tells us. I don't know. I simply don't know because it's not our decision. That's a Sony decision. So,
all right. So, okay, let's steer a little bit from the Robotech live action. I gotta know this, Kevbo. When are we gonna see a masterpiece collection of the SDF-1? Like a nice, 1 foot, 3 foot version of the SDF-1 that's fully transformable.
Kit's concept
is beautiful.
Kit's concept is working on a transformable SDF-1. We've been talking to him about it. We're gonna hopefully get some more information on it soon. Obviously, with renewal now, that's a good thing. So, I mean, we can make a lot more Robotech toys. So once we get more information on that SDF-1, the prototype was 2 feet long and it lights up. And it's amazing. It's the photos I've shown don't do it justice. How big and how good it is. Yeah, we know about the color. The colors, we know the colors are sort of a bit need some tweaking. We know that was a prototype. So their Kids Concept's going to work on a new prototype, and that's going to require some time to do. But no, that's something that's definitely on what we want, what Kids Concept wants, and more importantly, what the fans want. So that's something we definitely want to see.
And to show some love to the Southern Cross fans, are we going to see any hover tanks or Ajax choppers?
MEP Toys announced at this Anime Expo panel they're working on a Logan.
The flying POS-1. Okay, well, that's fantastic and awesome, but I know for a fact people want to have their Dina Sterling on and their Marie Crystal on. So are we going to get I mean, I've seen some bad versions of a hover tank. Are we going to get a Masterpiece hover tank or a Masterpiece Ajax?
Trays will ask the audience to disregard Lancer's slandering of the mecha that has the highest kill-death ratio in all of Robotech. Thank you very much. While we're on the subject of merchandising, I was wondering if Harmony Gold is planning to continue doing apparel merchandise, or are y'all going to leave that to your licensors?
We've been transitioning that to our licenses. 80s Tees is amazing. They're huge Robotech fans. And you're seeing, we got the hockey jerseys, we got the hoodies, we've got the t-shirts. We've been kicking around some new ideas for apparel. I can't go into them yet. Super 7 has some apparel ideas. Toynami's done the flight jackets, so which are selling out, by the way. So I mean, there's a lot more of apparel in the pipeline as well. So
Have
we're
they
also
have they expressed any interest in the captain's ball caps that y'all have?
those we still make on our own. Those we still make
Yeah.
on our own. I mean, but those are relatively low cost, and we work with a company that makes them, so it's easy just to immediately restock them. I mean, obviously, if a license wants to come to us and say, "Oh, I want to make ball caps," and they have like an apparel license, of course, we'll let ASTs do it or Super 7. But that's just something we can make on our own very quickly and very easily. So
You'll have an STF1 and an STF3. I was wondering if y'all could make an STF2 with a headstone on it.
oh, okay. We'll see.
Or-
We'll
or
see.
an Icarus from the Shadow Chronicles.
Yeah. We, folks, we do have some time now, so I think we'll take a look at that and see what we can do.
Here, let me jump in here because I want to go back to those toys.
Yes.
Back to the Lancer's SDF1. The thing is, with the other SDF1, with the smoke and all the speaker sounds and all that, just throw the price sky high. You know what? I don't need that. I don't want that. But if they do a nice, just simple shit, maybe lights. I don't mind lights, but I could put the lights on. But if it transforms, that's cool. But what do you call it? A simple ship. I think people would jump on that one, pretty quickly compared to an expensive
Well, it's interesting, Mel, because you're bringing up a good point here. Because a lot of people are saying, "God, these things are so expensive." The high-end figure market is just extremely hot right now, and and we've noticed that the bigger something is, and the more expensive something is, the more these things people want. Now, understand, with that being said, we also want things that are much more affordable. So that's where Kit's concept comes in to make their 2-foot long transformable SDF1. And we want various items at various price points. You're going to start seeing some more lower cost items in the future. I won't go into it just yet, but there is a convention coming up where some of you might be seeing them at. Just a little hint. And just so you know, Kids Logic, who's making the 3-foot tall SDF1, that's the Bluetooth speaker system, they're exploring ways to sort of bring the price down, maybe taking out the speaker system and maybe doing more of like a basic sort of statue thing. So along those lines, I can't go into it a little further than that, but this is something we're very aware of. Just understand though that the high end marketplace right now is just white hot, and it's right now the sky's the limit of how far you can go. When I was in Shanghai 2 years ago, I saw literally a 4-foot long Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters. This is made by a different company that we don't work with, but it was 4-foot long. Came with all the characters. You could open the back door and crawl out the proton packs. It all lit up. It was just phenomenal. I mean, it was just phenomenal. And you know what? They all sold out at Shanghai. I mean, people. There's this high-end marketplace for these high-end figures, and it's just white hot right now. You're probably going to see a lot of not just Robotech stuff, but just for other franchises at San Diego Comic-Con, because this market is just incredibly hot right now. And that's something luckily we have some great licenses that allows us to be in it.
So what can you give us any kind of a preview for the 35 coming out? I know that us fans are thinking of some stuff that we want to do. Is there anything major that Harmony Gold is thinking about doing for the 35th anniversary coming up next year?
I've had a few conventions talk to me about this, but I can't go any further than that. It's like people have said, Kevin, that 35th anniversary is coming up. Let's talk about it. I haven't had any in-depth discussions where I could say, oh yeah, let's do this yet. But there has been some talks about it. Just nothing's been set in stone yet. You have to remember, for a convention to do a 35th anniversary type of event, that's going to be a large sort of commitment. So it requires a lot of logistics and contracts and stuff to work out, and making sure they can integrate it into the overall convention experience. Because as you guys all know, these conventions aren't just Robotech or Sailor Moon. It's all of anime, or if they're a Comic-Con, it's all of popular culture. So they want to integrate all of that into their show because they want to make sure that their audiences are being served. So it's something I'm working on. I talked about it. Nothing's been finalized. Nothing's concrete yet, but there has been some talks about it. And now with the renewal announcement, I have a feeling I'm going to be having a lot more talks about it now.
Also, Kevin, just FYI, some of us have not met the voice actors of either Bree Ty or Dana Sterling or Marie Crystal or Annie, for that matter. I know these voice actors have been very elusive or haven't done many cons, if they've done any cons at all. Any chance of reaching out to them and seeing if they would want to come out and join the fandom?
Barbara Goodson, who does the voice of Marie Crystal and Sarah, has done conventions. She does quite a few of them. And the voice of Annie has reached out to us as well. She wants to do conventions. So we know how to find them, which is great. And once again, though, you have to remember, a lot of these people are scattered all over the country. A lot live in Los Angeles, but some live overseas, some live in other states. So to bring them in to a fixed point has a lot of, it's going to just like a logistical question. But we definitely want to get as many of the cast members together at events as we can so fans can interact with them. It's always been a good thing. And you know what, folks? The voice actors, they love it too. They all come, after like they're doing an autograph session or Q&A, a lot of them come and say, Kevin, that was so awesome. That was so cool to meet everybody and just see the love of it. Because not only do they have done Robotech, but for many of them, Robotech was their start in their voice acting careers. And they've gone off and done a ton of other anime. So it's great where they can talk about what really started their careers and share it with the fans. It's a very cool experience. And that's something I definitely would like to see more of. And I think with now our renewal, we're gonna have a lot more time to hopefully pursue that.
Is there any chance that we can interact with Ahmed Agrama again? Because some of us haven't seen him since the beginning of all of this many, many moons ago. Has he been thinking about coming out to the convention circuit again?
I haven't asked him, but I'll put that on my list and see if he's interested. Ahmed often is traveling and doing a lot of things. So, but let me ask him and I'll find out if he's interested in attending.
Because I'm sure a lot of fans would like to meet some of the minds behind Robotech and pick his brain of the early years and such of what's been going on.
It's once again, the a lot of these people live very busy lives. They're doing lots of interesting things. So let me just, I can't guarantee anything. So, but I will pass along the request.
Yeah, you got a year, buddy. So a lot of people are out here. They want content. They want to see progress, Kevin. And
oh yes,
I understand the frustration of not being able to tell us what's going on. And I know I can speak for the fandom in saying that, we want to see progress. And after this renewal is now done, I know a lot of fans are asking, what does this change? What is next? Can we see what is next? We've seen all of these other things that are snacks, but we want the main course, Kev. A lot of people have been waiting for a long time to get that main course, whether it's getting Rick Hunter finding Rick Hunter, the Robotech live action movie, a reboot of some sort in anime. A lot of people want that dinner course, and so far we've been getting a lot of Jello. So we want some dinner, Kev. A lot of us are hungry.
I want to serve you dinner, Lancer. I want to serve all the fans that big main course. Believe me, I really do. Because there's nothing better to be able to talk about, not just merchandising, but here's what we're going to be doing with content with the franchise. So I want to do that too. The voice acting cast, our talented cast wants to do that. So, and we talk about progress. This past weekend, we've seen progress. We saw major progress occur. So this is, so that's what we want to deliver. I completely agree with you, Lancer. You're getting no argument from me on that.
Well, you heard it, folks. Go for it, Memo.
Let me jump in here. Coming back with the voices, any plans on doing audio books or audio comics? Because me and Carlos were driving back to Utah, and we were listening to Aliens. There was a series between 1 and 2 and one of the voices sounded a lot like Dan Warren.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't him, but still, could a lot of these voices come back and do some audiobooks? It looks pretty interesting.
Right. No, I agree. Audio drama or radio drama.
Yeah, like the old days, like the old days back in the radio days.
It's been quietly with the rise of podcasting and the internet. This is something that's quietly been making a slow and steady comeback, and this is something that I've long been intrigued with. And once again, there are obviously costs involved. You obviously want a high audio quality for it. But this is something that I definitely want to see explored at some point in the future. So once again, though, you got to find a deal, work out you got to find producers to produce this, to do quality audio drama. So something I would like to see. It's something but I can't go any further than that. But that's something that's definitely on our radar. It's been talked about. So.
Here's another question on the toy front. Is there any chance, possibly, Kevin, of possibly doing a short re-release of the Masterpiece series, bringing back all of the what is it, 13 different
Cyclone, man, the Cyclone,
and the Cyclones as well, of bringing in just like a short run, even if it's like 2,000 or 1,000, just for a short, quick run to say, hey, we're back. If you missed it the first time 15 years ago, here it is again. Booyah.
Kit's Concept is making a new Cyclone. Just want to tell you that right now. They're making a new Cyclone. So, it's tough to do. You run into this problem here. You say, like, well, why don't you do a short run of toys? The problem is, the shorter the run, the higher the cost. And what's the one thing we're all hearing about is that, these toys are too expensive. So we have to balance everything where it's like, oh, well, we have to make sure we can make something people want, but also more importantly, that they can afford. So, I mean, we'd love to see sort of like a short run of things. But once again, though, a short run means really high cost per unit. And, you don't. It's a tough balance. Like, I know what you're saying, Lancer. Everyone, if you make a short run, it's great. You'll show everyone's back. But then all of a sudden, it's like, it's going to cost me $300 a unit, or $300 to buy. Well, I'm not going to take that. I mean, people just. It's a tough thing to balance. Japan, this goes into sort of difference between Japan and the United States. Japan is a collector's market, so these high end price points are fine because you have collectors who will pay it, and henceforth the company can make money. But North America in particular is a very cost conscious market. So they want things that are at a price point they feel they can afford. So all of a sudden people say, well, wait a minute though, I can't afford a $500 toy. I need one that's going to cost me only $35. So it's one of those things where I know what you're saying, but there's some economic issues that you have to balance out as well. Hey guys, hold on one second because it's getting dark out here. I'm going to turn on the compound lighting. Hold on one second.
Yep.
Yeah, because I guess we had some audio issues in the beginning, probably the first couple of minutes, and I think Matt was able to fix that, and now we're fully hearing each other.
Hello there, I'm back. Yeah, see?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, so I was getting kind of dark out here. It was just a sort of dark like shadow. So all right. So what's the next question?
Back to merchandising. I know you said you guys do your own hats. How about the patches? I like that question at Anime Expo. I've been waiting on these patches, waiting on a Veritech patch or whatever, even what do you call it? The enemy type patches as well. Centrati patches. Could that be done in house as well?
That's actually good. The question, let's sort of set the stage. There was a question at the panel where a fan asked, well, why don't you take the convention tour logos and make patches out of them? That's something
as well as that.
Yeah, as well as that. And you talked about the enemies and some of the sort of the icon symbols of Robotech. I think that's something that's great. That's something I definitely want to see happen. Just stay tuned. That's all I can say. But stay tuned. That's a great idea. I think that's a good thing to do. let's just stay tuned here. So.
Kevin, because we've had some audio issues in the beginning, it's been requested that we re-ask some of those earlier questions. Are you
That's fine. Please.
If, like I said, just repeat what you said before, and if I apologize if it sounds redundant or a little controversial. So
don't worry. When I did the Clownfish TV interview, a lot of the same questions kept popping up, and I told Neon, please keep asking these questions. Don't worry about the repetition. Just because a lot of people have come into the chat, or the stream late. They have questions. By all means, please ask them.
Okay, well, let me just do a little bump then for all you guys who are out there. This is Kevin McKeever, who is the vice president of Harmony Gold, and he's in charge of merchandising. And so one of the questions was what message do you have for those Macross fans who are a little bit upset about the not resolving issues with the Macross and with the Macross sequels now that this licensing has been renewed.
Right. Now that we have our renewal for the original 3 series that make up Robotech, Macross, Southern Cross, and Mospeada, I know there are a lot of Macross fans out there that are wondering, well, what about the other shows? We just can't comment at this time. It's a separate issue that needs to be resolved. Just can't give any comment at this time. I know it's frustrating for you guys. Believe me, this is the one of the top questions that I've been asked since the announcement. Is what about this and the other things, and I just can't comment at this time, guys. I want to give you guys some information, but I just can't comment. We can't say anything publicly at this time.
And then one of the other questions that we got was, what can we say about with Andy Muschietti going into talks about doing the Flash? Well, how does that impact the Robotech live action movie? Is he still on board? Is that going to slow it down? What's the deal?
Andy Muschietti is still attached as a director to the live action Robotech movie. And, I understand people are saying, well, he's signing up to all of these projects. Folks, that's how Hollywood works. When you're an in-demand director, you want to sign up to as many projects as you can because you want as many things as in development so you can move from project to project to project. We're very excited to be having Andy on board. He's excited to be working with us, and Andy's awesome. And I don't know about you, but guys, I'm looking forward to It Chapter 2, which will be out in September. So, folks, just understand this is how Hollywood works, where people will sign on to multiple projects, and it's. I mean, I have multiple projects going on in my life, so it's the way the entertainment industry works. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, Andy's attached to the Robotech live action film. Jason Fuchs, the co-writer of Wonder Woman, is currently writing the screenplay. They're both big Robotech fans. And we're very excited to be having them.
And then can you also, once again, because at least earlier we missed this, tell us a little bit about this great transition that's coming up, panel that's coming up for Comic-Con.
Yeah. So we have our Comic-Con panel confirmed. It's July 18th. At 8 p.m. in room 5A. It's called Robotech, The Great Transition. This is going to we're going to talk about the new things in the Robotech franchise. We're going to answer some of the questions that weren't answered at Anime Expo, because as the partnership between Sony and Harmony Gold expands over the next 18 months, we're going to start revealing some, not all, but some of that at San Diego Comic-Con and also over the next 18 months. Now, understand, folks, this is going to be over the next 18 months. Not everything is going to be revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. Only a little bit's going to be revealed of what the expanding partnership between Harmony Gold and Sony is going to be. So don't be frustrated if oh no, they didn't really explain much. Folks, this is gonna take some time for it to be revealed. So San Diego Comic-Con is the start of a process, not the ending. It's a start of sort of a new chapter in the history of the franchise. So expect a lot of, I'll tell you this though, expect a lot more merchandise to be announced at San Diego. There's a lot of good things we haven't shown you yet.
All right. Let me ask this question. I think it was lost on the first time in the first 15 minutes was the what do you call it, the arbitration. If we could go back to that arbitration that a lot of fans, Macross fans, thought that the arbitration was Harmony Gold versus Tatsunoko fist fight, which in case it wasn't, but you explained it earlier. Can you explain that again, please?
Yeah, I mean, it it was just a disagreement. I mean, friends have disagreements all the time, and our the way it works is that when the two parties have a disagreement they can't resolve, it goes to arbitration. Once we get the answer, we work together and move right on, and that's what happened. We went to arbitration, we got the ruling, and we immediately started talking to move the franchise forward.
Awesome. If there's Memo, you got anything else going on?
Not this at this moment. I think we pretty much got everything out. Kevin McKeever had an interview earlier as well with who was that?
Clownfish TV.
Crouch TV, which you can find on YouTube. So there's more of Kevin McKeever there. I just uploaded the video of the Robotech panel, so you guys could see that as well. Part one. So that has to do a lot with the live action and the licensing. And I think we're ready for 2 more weeks, right? For San Diego Comic-Con, you said.
Yep.
The date.
Yep.
Is it a Thursday or Friday?
It's a Thursday night panel. I don't have it right in front of me, but I believe it's a Thursday night panel. But we are confirmed for our Comic-Con panel. We're very excited about it. San Diego and Harmony Gold have a long history together of working together, and they're always great to work with. And we got a lot of interesting new things to show you at San Diego, which I think you're really gonna like. And now with our renewal announcement, we can focus on the fun stuff now. You know, the merchandise and the content and all those other fun things that make franchises like Robotech so great. So we're gonna have a lot more things to show. We're also going to be going to Nandesukan in Denver in August. So you're probably gonna see those announcements on our Facebook page tomorrow. And you know, we're working on some other shows for the fall. So there's a lot of good things in the pipeline. You're going to start seeing some of them. And you know, folks, I want to point here too. So many of you, we want to say thank you, because so many of you, you know, during this time when there's this question about the renewal, so many of you just kept calm and stuck by and just kept on supporting us. And we really appreciate it. Everyone at Harmony Gold really appreciates all the support you all have given us. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you, Memo, Lancer, Trays, Maverick, you know, and also all the fans in the chat and listening on YouTube and whatever platform you're listening to this on. It was really, really good. We really appreciate it. And we're really glad to share the announcement with you all on Friday, because that was, you know, it was a really good thing to be able to sort of say, hey guys, we're still going to be here. We got lots of great things planned, and you know, it was a great thing to do. So I'm glad. I want to thank you all for your support. It's really appreciative. I really appreciate it.
Any
Trays only accepts
that we have? Yeah, thanks as well. But any more questions, you guys? Because what do you call it? We got Kevin right now, and he's from Harmony Gold, and I know we talk about live action since forever, but you know, anything. I don't think Kevin could talk much about that, but still, I think we got everything out, right, you guys?
I think we lost one thing in the beginning about Robotech on Blu-ray. I just wanted to confirm.
Oh, yeah.
Kev said it was cut together originally on video, but if they have the right partner, they're interested in doing it on Blu-ray. Does Harmony Gold have the original 16 millimeter masters?
We have 16 millimeter film reels, but the quality of them is it's not, the quality is not ideal of the film reels. We can take it and convert it to good looking HD, but it's just going to be a very slow and expensive process. But then there's another aspect to it as well. The show Robotech, remember, there's edits, there's changes to the show to turn the 3 original series into Robotech. To do that on Blu-ray or HD, we have to reconstruct the entire show from scratch. So, I mean, that adds to the cost as well. So we want to find a way to do this in a cost-effective manner.
Is it possible to just do like a director's cut version where you have basically the original footage, but then, I mean, since most of the voice actors of, you know, memory serves, they're still alive, you can like put them in for those little spots where the missing, like, edits here and there that were taken out in the original American release, but can be brought in today, for instance, for a director's cut. Is that possible, maybe?
I don't. That's a good question. Let me find out about that.
We'll call it the Flying Baby Dana edition.
There you go. Well, hey, you know what? I will speak for Mav on this one because I think we're about ready to close this up, Memo, unless you have any objections.
No, I got no objections. We're done. We're pretty much good.
For Kevin McKeever, I want to say for all of us here on Robotech World, thank you very much for joining our podcast.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, everybody out there in YouTube and internet land. Be sure to hit that like button if you like what you saw and listened to. Make sure to subscribe so you can get the next time that we are online to give you all of your Robotech information as much as we can. And thank you very much, everybody, for coming out. Peace.